All right, I guess I accidentally got,
Can you hear us now? Okay. Current announcements.
Next week,
Yule dinner.
who's dinner?
Yule.
By myself?
that's right, solstice dinner.
Solstice dinner.
There we go.
I know that there will be turkey and dressing and potatoes and gravy. I believe somebody's spoken for salad
Yep, and brownies.
and brownies. But you please bring something to contribute to the potluck.
Ooh, maybe I'll do cranberries.
And we will eat at 6 o'clock. We'll do some singing beforehand, but there will be no service, and this is an in-person event. Anything you guys want to add?
Yeah, if you want to, say what you're going to contribute, we've got a pin post on our Facebook page. You can just write down what you're planning on bringing. You probably plan on bringing your own beverage. Just in case.
There's some stuff here, there's always water, but if you want something special, you can bring it. Also, we do have some places we can plug stuff in, but do let us know if you're bringing like a crock pot, just so we can kind of plan for that space.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, any other announcements? Okay. All right.
So before we saw that you couldn't hear us, we had
Yeah.
accidentally muted our microphone. So that's what the problem was. Once we realized what we'd done, now we're good to go.
Yeah. So.
So we have not yet gotten to the message portion nor the meditation.
Yeah.
So all the important stuff is still to come.
Yes. Okay. So once again, we thank you for your donations. Please join me in a prayer over them. Father, Mother, God, thank you for bringing prosperity, both physical and spiritually, into our lives. And thank you for the opportunity for being able to share that with our local community and those who need it more than we do. So might it be.
So what would it be?
All right. Now we come to the message portion of the service. Please actively listen to each message as these come from universal source via our guides. They may be tailored for the individual, but deliver wisdom to the whole. And please address any questions you have about the messages to the message bearer after the service. To welcome each of our spirit workers, we sing together to raise the vibration in our circle. We view the word God as a universal term for deity rather than signifying any particular path. Our message bearer tonight is Reverend William. Let us welcome him with
The revised battle hymn.
Revised
Revised
Battle
Battle Hymn,
All verses.
all verses.
Mine eyes have seen the coming of an age that is to be, when from every limitation I shall know that I am free. For the age is rich in promise, and my soul has eyes to see. God's truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. God's truth is marching on. My soul has seen the beauty of a race from sorrow free, an age of faith and justice, truth and love and liberty. And I sing of love's great triumph in this time of jubilee. God's truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. God's truth is marching on. I have seen the freeborn woman standing side by side with man. I have seen the nations brought until there is no tribe or clan. and the warlords all have vanished. In the love of man for man, God's truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. God's truth is marching on. Thank you so much. I'm Reverend William. Be working tonight with Sarah, Mikael, Thundercloud, Meridian, Arcturus, Ellen. Oh, who's first? I know, Lois is on there. Lois. I have no idea. So, show me the little bag of Fritos like you take in your lunch. And they're going, Fritos, free the toes, get it? And, that's so dumb. Yeah, Spirit wants you to snack on your own toes. Okay. Like, that's kind of a funny route they took to get here, but food represents information. Food you take in your body, information you take in your mind, your brain. And they're saying, let it take you somewhere. Okay, sure, makes sense. You know, it's quite common. People, I run this into my work all the time, where people read books and books and books and don't do the work. You know, well, I read books on how to meditate. Okay, how much time do you set aside for meditation? Well, I gotta, you know, but it's buying a book on how to play guitar and never pick the guitar up, you know? So, free the toes. Let it take you somewhere. I'm not sure if that's a special meaning to you, like maybe you never let yourself wear open-toed shoes or something, I don't know, you know, but they're saying, let it take you somewhere, step by step. That was, again, weird route to get there, but Veronica. I think you're quite a bit younger than me, I don't know. But early in my childhood, Captain Kangaroo was still on the air. I hate to admit it. Kids show like Sesame Street and all those other shows, right? And one of the gags they would do is all these ping pong balls would fall out of the ceiling, all right? And hundreds of ping pong balls bouncing everywhere. And this is happening, and they're saying, like, the whole point, they're leaning forward like that, like the whole point of all the ping pong balls is to ignore the ping pong balls. You know? So like, when, as our teacher Deborah would say, when the brown hits the blade, when the poop hits the fan, when things go, whether lighthearted like in the TV show or not so lighthearted, and it seems like there's ping pong balls everywhere, they're just ping pong balls, man. I'm still sitting here. They're not, you know, radioactive material. It's not going to kill me. They're just ping pong balls, and they make a big loud racket when they first fall everywhere. They'll settle down, and then I could make my way through with no problem. Just give it a minute to settle down. So whether it's like your thoughts bouncing around, or whether it's a chaos going on around you, or both, that's the advice, is they're just ping pong balls. Nobody's gonna die. We're all gonna be fine. It's just temporary distraction. Well, okay, this just in. There may be more. Like, it may seem like somebody's doing this, like one particular, like, I can't remember who Captain Kangaroo is like, poking you and trying to get your attention, and just, whatever it is, whatever this thing or source is outside of you that's deluging you with ping pong balls, you just let it settle. It's not personal. It's like the class clown. Doesn't matter who the teacher is, the class clown's gonna act up. Ooh, that's a good one. I remember that. Go back to the top. Who else asked for a message? I assume you want a message. Lindy M. That's funny. Christmas song. Up on the housetop, click, click, click. And you're like, get off the freaking roof. Okay. And it's like, Spirit's going, okay. Let me deliver your gift and I'll be done. So it may seem to you like an annoyance because you have this, it's grammatically horrible. Prejudgment, I don't like that word. It's grammatically wrong. But the prejudgment, a preconceived notion of anything on the roof is bad. Well, maybe it's a magic guy with a sleigh and a gift, So if I were you, I'd be careful with that. Be careful with judging. Oh, that makes total sense to me. Again, something I see everywhere all the time. Be careful with judging the delivery method. How about that? The gift will come. Be careful with judging the delivery method. It may not be what you expect. River M. Interesting. Because I'm instantly in this it's like what I imagine Antarctica must be like. Really cold, very quiet, like almost completely silent. And as I inhaled it, I could feel that cold air. And you're just enjoying how quiet it is. So first of all, sometimes it requires you to, it requires you to go somewhere uncomfortable to be quiet. The first, like the outer impression was like, I have to get away from all the people and all the nonsense, blah, blah. Okay, sometimes that's true. Inwardly, you may have to go somewhere uncomfortable, something you're not used to, in order to find the peace and quiet you seek. Period. I think so. All right. Karen H. I love when they mix their different images. There was some baby food or some kid's product way back in the old days. It had a kid in the old-fashioned sailor suit, like naval, like the naval enlisted man. It had the little V-neck thing and the thing on the back. They're combining that with Roger Rabbit. How so? You're posing like a little kid in this Navy suit or uniform, and click, click, take your picture for the baby food jar or whatever. Like, finally, you smoke your cigar. Finally, that's over. Rah, rah, rah. You're like, rah, rah, rah. And okay, it's not necessarily bad. How would you say that? Not, what's a better word than just bad?
Ill-intentioned?
Posing for the baby picture thing, and then when you're done smoking a cigar and saying how you really feel, isn't necessarily being fake. Because the photo job is your job. Make sense? You know, so you do what you signed up for, what you're getting paid for. That's fine. So there's that like everyday like cycle of activity. Then spirit stops you, and like you're literally walking in a circle, on stage, off stage, on stage, off stage, or whatever, on set, off set, and it's saying, now, what do you really value? And that's it. Samantha. You know, there's a phrase of going up in smoke as a bad thing, like, oh, that's all up in smoke, that's gone forever. Whereas you are looking at smoke like this incense right here, and as you do it, you go up with the smoke. You up and like get dissipated. And that's actually the goal, is to dissipate yourself back into the collective unconsciousness or God or whatever you want to call it. So losing yourself in that way, which from the outside might be judged as bad or unhelpful, can be actually the bigger, way bigger goal. It just depends on your attitude and intention when doing it. Jeffrey. Okay, this is interesting. I feel like this is more like a something that's going to happen. The very now iconic scene from Deliverance when they're playing the banjo on the porch, ding-a-ding-ding-ding, doing banjos, and you're the tourist. Like, I believe that boy can play. I really feel like you're going to get some inspiration or learn something from a very unlikely source. A source, you know, so kind of like a message we had before, like release your judgment of how it gets delivered. You know, be open to this coming to you from some, I'm not even going to try to decide what that means in the image of the kid on the porch. But if I were you, very soon, I'm thinking like tomorrow, you know, like really soon, you will find yourself in a situation and you're like, where the hell am I in the, you know, freaking Appalachians or whatever? And boom, big insight. Into a practice, just like guitar, a practice. Okay, Karen, yeah. Well, now, that is interesting. So there's this, I can't remember the Japanese word, but it's they fill the cracks of the pottery with gold. Okay? And it's like a really common metaphor now. And you're here with a little chisel and hammer, ding, 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 cracking it on purpose. What if? That's how I feel like I'm gonna go. What if? We do this to ourselves on purpose in order to facilitate the healing we need on a soul level. Right? You know, it could be either or not. So. Okay. With that, thank you for allowing me to stand between two worlds.
Thank you. All right, we now come to our meditation, which will be presented by Reverend Karen.
All right, so go ahead and find a comfortable position with limbs uncrossed. Some way that that energy can move through you without any loops or impediments. Go ahead and let yourself take some cleansing breaths to come into that state of balance. That state of peace, where you can look inside, look from the perspective of your true self, the true self which is not tied to this form in a permanent way, but only in a temporary way. And with that true self, you see yourself inside a house. This is the idealized house where you would do work that you would not necessarily do at your temple. You might do research here. But it's where you have your foundations. Rather than staying on that first floor, you climb the stairs to a second floor, and you open the door to a room that you haven't been in for some time. And as you turn on the light, the room is full. There are books open, half-written pages, various papers. Everything is covered in dust since you haven't been in here in a while. Things that you were planning on doing. Here's some of your research. Practices that you were planning on starting. Here's where you looked up information as to what things you might need, hobbies you were going to take up that you got partway through a project and you ran out of time to finish it when you wanted to, because you wanted it for a specific time and you didn't meet that deadline. So you just set it down and walked away because you were frustrated. There are a number of things in here. It's pretty crowded. Some things are ideas that you have been holding on to a long, long time. They may even be things that you are still holding on to from your youth. Boy, when we're young, we have so many plans. There are so many things we wanted to do, and you know it would change every week. We were going to be a scientist. We were going to be an astronaut. We were going to cure cancer. We were going to travel around the world. Now all those big ideas are just filling up the room. And there's a certain sense of nostalgia when you look at them. You remember how they made you feel. And it's okay to keep those memories. But as we grow older, we realize there are some things that no matter how much we wanted to accomplish them, it's not something that's going to happen in this lifetime. And so as you go about the room, you see those few things that you go, this I could still get done. And it's easy to want to hold on to all of these things like they are precious. And they were precious to you at one time. But now is the time to recognize what your priorities are at this moment in your life. And as you go through the room and you grab those few things that you go, yes, I can still accomplish this. Yes, there is so much that I would still like to learn about this. And at first you go, well, yeah, I can let those things go. Oh, yeah, I can let that go, I can let that go, I can let that go. And then there still seems like there's a lot in there. So then you have to be more discerning and say, yeah, if I had enough time, I could still do this, but is that really the most important thing for me to spend my time on at this point in my life? Is this what I want to put my physical energy in, my emotional energy in, my mental energy in, my spiritual energy in? There isn't necessarily time right now for you to go through everything, but this is something that you can think about later on this evening. And you take those few things that you wish to hold on to and for the moment, you place them inside the drawers of a desk. They are protected there. Then you make your way to a window and you open it. And as you open it, a fierce wind blows through the room. It swirls all around, picking up everything loose, all the papers, all the half-finished projects, all the half-thought-through ideas. And it swirls them out the window. It takes all the things you're letting go. It takes all the dust that has accumulated. The room now is clear. The air is fresh. You shut the window, and the room seems so much larger now because it doesn't have all that extra stuff in it. You have space to take those few things that you have left and spread them out on a table and work with them and give them the energy that they deserve. The energy that you really wanted to put into them. You take the things out of that desk drawer and you set them on the table, and you take one item that you want to focus on first, you set that one on your desk. Say, this is the first priority for me. And you can look at the stuff on the table, and you don't have to decide at this instant, but think about your priorities. What order are you going to take those other items to finish them as well? Once things don't seem so overwhelming, the idea that you could actually accomplish things seems so much bigger. It's easy to look at a bunch of stuff and feel overwhelmed and say, I don't even know where to start, so I won't start anywhere. Now you have a starting place. The room is clean, the air is cool and fresh. You can leave the room, leave the door open, because you'll be coming back there very soon. It's not a place that you're trying to hide things that you're not ready to deal with. This is a place where you can walk right in because you are prepared to deal with them. And you are committed to them. You feel energized thinking about them. You can't wait to get back there and work on those things. But for now, we're going to leave the room, leaving the door open so that we can walk right in and get right to work when we're ready, and go down the stairs. As we descend the stairs to come to the first floor, we get that call from our physical form that says it's time to return. It's time to return to the body in which you live at this point. You come back to this present time, this present space. You feel yourself within your body again. You feel your energies coalescing to form what people recognize at this time as you. When you have gotten yourself back into that form, you feel that urge to move, to make sure that everything is back where it belongs. And when you are ready, you open your eyes.
All right, join me in a closing prayer. Father, Mother, God, higher beings, our guides and teachers, thank you for being with us as we do this spiritual and mental house cleansing, and help us to make good choices in our priorities. Thank you for being with us, and go out with us as we go out and take this message into the community. So mote it be.
So mote it be.
Thank you for being in our circle of light. Please stand and join with us as we sing, Let There Be Peace on Earth.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Lord,